Hello and welcome back to Eerie Covenant. Today I wanted to do a part 2 to how to make your spells successful and work. There are a few tips I didn't go over in the first video and I would like to share them with you. So I wrote down a few things that I could think of that may help you make your spells more successful and work for you. So if you stay to the end of this video as well, I want to share a powerful hex that I got from a very huge black magician, very powerful person, E.A. Koetting. And let's get started. So these tips can be small too, but have big effects in your spells. 1, do not blow out your candles. Snuff them out. Because if you blow out the candles after your spell, you're kind of blowing your intentions away. You want to snuff the candle to keep your intentions where you had them. 2, if you are bringing something to you or your life, use motions toward you during the spell or ritual. And if you want to cast something away, make your motions outward in the spell. So if you're doing a binding spell, you would probably, depending on your intent with that, if you're casting something away with it, wrap something away from you, and if you want to bring something to you, you'd wrap it towards you. Number 3, always visualize your spell like it has already played out after the spell and see it playing out during the spell. So when you are visualizing during your spell and you're placing your intent, you want to be visualizing that your outcome has happened by the end of the spell. So you're wanting it to play out in your head exactly how you want the spell to play out. Put the emotions into it along with the intent. What this does is in the astral plane, it manifests it there and carries out. We should all know that in the astral plane, things manifest instantly, and the future is already being played out in that realm. That is how spirits know the future. So if you visualize this, it's going to manifest there and already be played out, and you don't want to alter that in any way. 4, after your spell, always forget about it. Thinking about it can create thought forms that work against you and recreate the outcome by recreating emotions of it in the astral realm. So when you leave your spell, you want to make sure that you kind of cast it out of mind, out of thought, in order to make it successful, because you don't want to create thoughts or emotions while thinking about it and destroy your spell or disrupt it. A way you can kind of alter those thoughts, if it pops into your head, try to think of something else immediately before you feel the emotions of it, or try to instantly think of the satisfaction of the outcome. 5, be silent. After it is done, do not brag. Remember the witch's pyramid. The witch's pyramid is there for a reason. It is the foundation of our spells and work. So you should usually always follow that while doing spells. 6, the elements is powerful. Fire is powerful. It opens doors and realms to connect you to other places and people. Use the elements and know what they can do for you. So candles, bowls of water, the breath you take in, plants, herbs we use. Know what they can do for you. As you light a candle during a spell, say you want to do a love spell, you are creating through that fire the connection between you and that person, because it opens doors for you to be able to connect 7. If you bury something or put something away or even do a ritual, do not look back as you walk away. This ensures the spirit that's working with you that you trust them, that you trust it'll be done, that you trust it'll be played out how you wanted it to. 8. If you're doing something for someone else in a spell, you need to make sure you create a link between you and that person, which is why we use objects like their hair, their nails, a personal item of theirs, or a picture and their name and birthday. These create links and connections to you and that person. And that will surely make your spell a lot more stronger. 9. Correspondences are important. They make the power work stronger. This means days, months, hours, the moons, planets, colors, numbers, and others. So you want to carefully plan your spell. What month, what moon, what planet, what day, even down to the hour. The night hours seem to be stronger to perform rituals or spells. Just know your correspondences and plan it out well. You can do some spontaneous spells, but it would just be more powerful planning it out and using the correct correspondences. So 10. I mentioned before that the keys to your spells are intent, visualization, energy, and focus. They're the ingredients to our magic, and you need to use these and exercise them to make it work. 11. When you do a spell, push all your will and everything you got into it. So we can't half-ass it. When we do a spell, you need to put everything you got into it. All your will, all your energy, all your intent. You really got to push it into what you are doing if you want it to work. 12. Use magic for the end goals that you want. Make the best outcomes to your success only. So before you even do a spell, you want to make sure you know what the end goal is that you're wanting to receive out of this. You don't want to start a spell and not really know the outcome you're expecting and just kind of wing it, because that's poorly planned and that could go in any number of ways. You want to make sure you know what you want ahead of time and how you're going to play that out in your head and in the spell. All right. 13. Make sure what you use in every spell has a purpose to your spell and outcome. Don't use random things for no reason. And make sure you don't just throw anything in it. Like if you're going to use herbs or you're going to use crystals or whatever it may be, don't just randomly throw whatever in it. Know what purpose you are using that ingredient for in your spell. 14. Trust yourself and instincts. We know writing and creating our own spells are more powerful. So trust that it is and will work with whatever you're doing, and trust what your instincts tell you to do. So if you created a spell and you're not really sure what you should do, what you should use, follow your instincts. If you're pulled toward a certain ingredient or object to use in that spell, then use it, especially if it corresponds with what you're doing. Many different things we use have many different properties, so it's good to know. And always trust yourself. Trust that it's going to be successful in what you wanted it to be. 15. You do not have to have tools. You can use what is around you. Many traditional witches stick by this and believe in this. You use what is around you. I don't think back in the 1600s they had every tool that we use now. Besides, natural is always better. If you can find natural tools to work with, then it's always going to be more powerful because of the energy circulating within it. Alright, and those were my extra tips. Now I will give you this hex, and it is really powerful. You just throw it out there to anybody that pisses you off. You want to make sure that this person deserves this. So this is from a black magician that I follow named koetting. This is his hex, but I wanted to share it with you guys. So it is a stop them in their tracks, kind of like stop their mobility spell. And according to him, this can really mess up somebody's life. It will disrupt anything and really torture them and make them immobile. So you will need wood or cardboard box. Shoebox will work. Picture the victim, a yard or two of black ribbon and chicken's feet. Write the name and birthday of the victim on the back of the photo. Hold the photo over the chicken feet, face out, and wrap them together with 1/3 of the ribbon. Now, when you do this, you're going to want to wrap it outwards, not toward you. Alright, place the wrapped items in the shoebox, then tie the shoebox closed with the rest of the ribbon. You're sealing that when you do that. And then you're going to bury it, excuse me, 3 feet under at a crossroads or cemetery. And when you leave, do not look back. Now, when you wrap the picture and the feet together, visualize the victim as immobile. When you wrap the box and bury it, see it as your victim. So you're going to want to visualize these items as your victim and place your intent into that. And when you walk away from any ritual, do not look back, which we just discussed. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.